Hi gang! It's summertime, so I wanted to spend some time outside. In the sunshine, get my vitamin D. So I've been planning a series of videos for a bit on post-apocalyptic life. We'll call this the Zombie Apocalypse Chronicles. So basically what I want to do is using anything I can find in my yard. I want to process fleece, make yarn, weave it, things that we would do in a survivalist situation. I am going to take some liberties because, for ease, but these are all things that could be done with only basic tools and equipment. Now, in the zombie apocalypse, we do still have tea. Maybe not coffee, but tea we can do. So I'm drinking tea. Yummy. So here we have some fleece from Glanzy, who is a Clun Forest. This is unwashed fleece. Now I'm assuming we caught a wild sheep and we just cut off some of the fleece. The hunter-gatherer mentality is definitely high, so if we can find sheep, we're keeping them. Get into this bag. Now, what we're gonna do, this is the fleece we're dealing with. We're going to have no hot water, although we could get hot water just with a fire. I'm gonna go based on the assumption that we don't want to waste our fuel wood, so I'm going to wash this in cold water. Probably be best to use a running stream, but I don't feel like going and finding a stream right now. So I have here a bin. I'm just going to put some cold water in it. If I'd thought ahead, I would have gathered rainwater to do this. But because we're using cold water and no soap, we're just going to wash it. So this is going to be full of lanolin. But for the processes we're doing, we kind of want the lanolin in there so the fleece will somewhat hold together. So today we're going to get this washed up and out to dry, and then when it's dry we're going to make a spindle to spin it with. So I will adjust the camera, put it on time lapse because you probably don't need to listen to me washing fleece, and we will get cleaning this up. Back in a minute. All right, so I've washed it up. As you can see, it takes out all the shortcuts, second cuts, sorry, which is kind of handy. And here is our control color, and here is our wash color. Now this one I did a little differently. I sprayed it to see what running water would do, but it wasn't great. But you can see that already it's a lot whiter. Now the lanolin will be in this, and I'm totally expecting that, but the purpose is to make do with what we have. So now that I have this, I'm just going to wash this one up while I talk. Now that we have this lovely sheep fleece water, we can pour that in the garden, and then we're not wasting any water. Woohoo! Look at us being zombie apocalypse survivors. Although some days I think I am a zombie, so. And I have just been picking it open as I go. Just giving it a light picking. Because there's no heat or soap in here, it shouldn't felt. Generally you need 2 of the 3 conditions that cause felting for it to happen. And the 3 conditions are heat, soap, and water. So, or heat, soap, and agitation. Not water, agitation. So I've got agitation, but I don't have heat or soap. So with only 1 condition, it shouldn't felt. So we will find out. But you can see how much cleaner it comes out just in cold water. All right, the fleece is drying. I'm going to need a stick. So these are some branches that I cut off of my lilac tree. So I'm going to grab a stick. Now we're going to go back here because I need a rock. Now ideally, I would like a flattish rock that's not too heavy. That one's pretty big. Oh, that one's huge. We don't want that one. We're going to keep looking. We're going to find the perfect rock. Oh, here's another rock. I'm pretty sure that one's too big too. That's huge. Let's see what we have over here. We're handheld, so it's going to be shaky. Nope, these are all big rocks. Maybe over here. Oh, if this one was flat, it would be nice. That might work. It might be a little too heavy, but we're going to put it aside as possible. There's another one. So you can literally like go in your backyard and find what you need. Or, you know, in the case of a zombie apocalypse, you can just find it in the wild. All right, I'm not seeing anything else in my wild garden. See my lupines? Aren't they beautiful? They're so tall. So, we're gonna take the smaller of these 2. This one's lighter, so we're gonna take this one, put that one back in the garden. And, uh-oh, I put down my stick. I lost my stick. Well, it's a good thing we're in the wild. Oh, there's my stick. Okay. So we have our rock and our stick. All we need now is a piece of string. Any kind of string will do. And I think I have, over here in this disaster area, we're doing construction, which is why I've been pretty quiet lately. But here, I have a piece of string. So, with these components and our wool, we are going to make a way to spin. Now I'm going to get out of the sun because it is getting quite hot, and we'll set up in the catio. All right, my neighbors apparently are doing some tilling or something. I don't know. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So I have my rock from the garden. It's about the size of my palm, and it's a fairly light rock. So I'm happy with this one. And then we have our string. We're going to use this as our leader. So we'll need to tie it, secure it to our rock. So I'm going to go look at this, then I'll look at this, flip it over. This could be the trickiest part of the whole business. I've actually never done this. I just know it in theory. So, you know, we're learning together. You can laugh your butts off at me at my inexperience. I'm fine with that. Oh, there goes a bobble. Okay. So, we got our string secured to our rock. Not very well, I might add. But it's on there. And then we need a little stick. Not a very big one, just a little one. So let's crack this off and hold on to this bit. Now I think, now that I've got the string secured, sort of, I'm going to just wrap it around the rock a few times. Right, and then I'm going to work the stick through the strings. I'm going to go over that and then under here. Like I said, I haven't actually tried this, so I'm going to be damn awkward at it to start. But if we don't start, we don't learn. Now it doesn't look like that's gonna, okay, there we go. Right, so now here's our whirl for our spindle. I gotta say, that actually spins really good. All right, so this is our leader, and of course it fell down in the grass, freshly cut grass, so more veggie matter can stick to it, but that's fine because we're just spinning this as it is. You can see it's full of veggie matter, but for this first attempt, I'm not going to put a whole lot of work into it. So I'm going to make it into a bracelet. Have a little bit hanging off here. Then I'm going to, uh-oh, everything just slid off my rock and my leader broke. Let's see if it'll hold. This is dicey, guys, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. So I'm going to fold that leader over my wool, and then I'm going to give this a spin to get the twist to start running up and into, oh, watch your toes. I just learned something. All right, let's try again. Okay. I should have just tied a slip knot, honestly, because this is going to take forever to pick out. But supplies are limited, guys. The zombies are coming. So is winter. We need to be ready. We need our warm clothes. We need to spin this wool. Yes, I know I'm very strange, but this is what amuses me. All right, there we go. We got it unknotted. All right, so I'm going to tie the slip knot this time, and I'm going to go for a vertical hang rather than a horizontal one. So I'll wrap it around that way. Oops. Oh, I wonder if I go this way, if that would work better. Oh, we got a flat side there. So why don't we put that there? Tighten it up. See how it wants to hang. Okay, so then we're going to move. I'm going to wrap it around, and wrap it around, and come back up. And we'll go under, over, under. Come on, baby. You can do it. Okay. There we go. And we'll stick up to the top of the rock. Yep. As soon as we do that, it pulls out. All right. So we want this to hang here, but as soon as we put weight on there, sorry, I'm theorizing on how to do this. Okay, so I tried to make like a little crochet sling. Let's see if that works. So it goes over there, and that goes over there, and the rock falls on my foot. All right, apparently I'm going to have to go back to the chopping block for this one. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'll come back when I have a better idea of how to do this. Hang tight. All right, so I ended up tying together a bunch of cords on the bottom, drew them up over the rock, knotted it here, and just kept one long piece out, wrapped the rest around the rock. For the moment, it's holding. But I do want a shorter leader than that. So let's take our little bit of fleece here. I don't know, guys. It's going to be tricky holding all that weight. I think I need to find a slightly smaller rock. Oh look, I have a loop. A loop would work better. Let's try the loop. We're doing it. It's holding. These are going to be some stretched singles though. All right, so we've got a length. We're going to wrap it around our rock until we get to there. Actually, I'm going to back that off a little bit. So here's our wool in amongst all that string. We're going to take our little stick. We're going to go under the strings, over the wool, under the strings. So it looks like this. This is our wool underneath, and then it's under the strings. Let's find out if it'll hold. Ooh, it's holding. So now we can continue to spin. I'm telling you what though, the weight of this rock is making for a long spin time. Like, I'm not spinning it super fast, but it just goes forever. And you'll know immediately if there's any weakness in your singles. And here's the other advantage, is you can use the stick to spin it. Okay, so my rock is almost to the ground. I'm just going to give that a little bit of extra twist. I'm going to do wrap. Alright, then we come up to here. We pop our stick out. And then we wrap our spun singles. Whoops. I know this looks incredibly awkward, but as with all things spinning, when you first start, everything is awkward. Okay, here we go. I spun it the wrong way, and I took the twist out of my singles. All right, let's see if we can save this. There we go. Okay. I'm just trying to put the twist back in. Okay, so there's another learning point. Remember which way you're spinning. Okay, spin. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to survive the zombie apocalypse. So I fluffed out the end of my singles. So hopefully this will grab better. I get lots of twist built up in there. Whoops. And now I'm going to ease it into my wool. You'd swear I'd never done this before. Well, we have confirmed the principle that you could spin with a rock, a piece of twine, and a stick. Because here is spun wool. Now, is it great? Oh, absolutely not. It's full of veggie matter and under and over twisted and, you know, just generally blah. Not even that strong at the moment. But we've learned. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a better rock to use as my whirl and make a better sling for it. And we're going to try again, because I'm nothing if not stubborn. And this is a good rock. It's just not good for this. I'm going to go searching, and if I find what I'm looking for, I'll be back. All right. Figures, just as I decide to film. So I found this stone. It's a lovely quartz rock, and it's got lots of little craggy bits to wrap the string and the fiber around. And that's what I've been doing. So, of course, it was going beautifully till I decided to spin or to film, and then it just fell off. But we will keep going. Now, if you don't have string, you can hand twist a leader out of some wool, but I cheated, so, you know. You should be able to find some string, even if it is the zombie apocalypse. Perfect. See? I'm not cheating. It is just the stone. This one is a little lighter. Quartz is a lot lighter than granite kind of rock. I don't know. I don't know rocks. So when I have my legs spun up, you can see how I have the stick threaded there. So I'll just pop it out and then wrap my wool around my rock. I'm just kind of slapping it on any which way. And when I get to the end, here is my spinning part. So I'm going to go under these threads, over that leader, and then under the next one. So now I can continue spinning. Now the nice thing about this is if you're fleeing from zombies, you can just drop it. You can always find another rock and another stick. So I'm just going to finish spinning this up. Now if you spin it tight enough, you could probably get away without plying it, but we're going to ply it. I am going to make an indeed plying bracelet to ply with. So we go around, around, and around, and around. And I guess in a zombie apocalypse, if you have your rock, you can also use it as a weapon. Maybe not against the zombies, but you can use it against the other baddies. Because you know there's going to be people out there who aren't going to be nice. Alright, so we're down to, you can see how I just sort of wrapped the rock any which way in a little sling, and then brought it all up to a loop. And you can see it just wants to spin on its own. It's still going. And that's not a smooth balanced rock. I mean, it's got a curved underside, pointy upper side. Like, it's a rock. Now granted, this one's pretty because it's quartz. So what I'm going to do is ply this, because I like a ply yarn. So tie my ends together, and just to make things even easier, like, I made a loop leader because that's not cheating. This is the zombie apocalypse. You do what you need to do to survive. All right, so we spun this way, so that's counterclockwise. So we're going to ply clockwise. Oh, I do like this version of plying, let me tell you. Because literally my pinch is right here, right? So I just hold it and then just let it slide through my fingers. Just going to increase that a little bit. And then we'll just... Alright, so I'm going to go around and around and around. Okay, so here is our plied portion. So I'm going to bring it up on the side where all those strings are. So then I could take my stick. I should have a smaller stick. I'm using like a very green kind of non-sticky pokey stick. So go under those strings, over, and then under some more of the strings, and then just kind of push it up to the top. So hopefully it will hold. Okay, it doesn't want to hold, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to go under some more strings. There we go. Now it's holding. So we spun counterclockwise, so we want to ply clockwise. Okay. So I'm just holding it here and just letting it slide. Now I will say, while the rock doesn't spin like uber fast, it does spin for quite a while. And I could probably get more length if I stood up, but you know, I'm just sitting in the catio. I'm just wrap it around my rock. All right, so we're back to where we need to add twist. So we'll position that in the middle. Now at this point, we have enough wool wrapped onto the rock that we can go under a strand of wool, over our plying portion, and under a strand of wool again, and spin clockwise. Like I said, it doesn't spin fast, but it does spin a long time. Now, perhaps you could increase your spin by using a different size, shape, rock, or different weight. This one's still relatively heavy, which I kind of like. Although after a while, it would be hard holding all this up. But, you know, it's the zombie apocalypse. Don't we have to build up muscles? Exercise. All right. So let's do our body naughty here. Wow, got some serious yardage there. All right. So here is yarn we made without using tools. No combing, no carding, no scour, nothing. Like, we used water, a rock, a piece of string, and a stick. And while it may not be beautiful, and it would be itchy as heck in clothing, you could use it as a ground cover to insulate you from the ground in the zombie apocalypse. You could make it into a cape and then just have something lining like the neck to keep this from touching, because there's a lot of veggie matter in this. But that was literally making yarn with 0 tools. I'm actually really excited that I managed to do this. Now I'm going to take some time and refine my practices here. I'm going to see about picking out the fleece to get some of that debris out of there, which is going to be trickier with the lanolin still in it, but my goal is to do this, like very primitive fleece processing. Just because. So I hope you enjoyed this experiment, guys. If you did, do the stuff down below, because I do stuff like this all the time. And you never know, if there is a zombie apocalypse, you'll need to know this stuff. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Dr. Chaos out.